Zoom.
Welcome once again to Kourou, the home of the Ariane family, for today's live broadcast of ArianeSpace flight number 246. We're very happy to have you all with us for the mission tonight, an international launch for some old friends in India and in South Korea. At this hour, all the teams involved here at the space base back in Europe and in Asia are gearing up for the liftoff. We're go for launch, and we are going to go in less than a quarter of an hour. We're coming to you live, as always, from the Jupiter Mission Control Building here at the heart of the space base, which is the center of the action. We're going to move outside for a first look at the launch vehicle. Ariane 5 is the reliable workhorse and the senior member of the Ariane family, designed for heavier satellites and, like tonight, for dual launches.
Yeah, spacecraft. So, please note that my countdown and their countdown won't match, and they don't always match, and that's just how it works. There's a delay between...
First tonight, that's the case. GSAT-11 in the upper berth.
Yeah, here.
And Geo-Kompsat-2A
they're talking
in the lower
about payload.
deck, due to be separated at plus 33 minutes. As always, we're very happy to have Stefan Israel, ArianeSpace's chief executive, with us. Stefan, we have just 2 minutes. Can we have 2 questions, please? Flight 246 is the 102nd Ariane. What makes it special?
What makes it very special is the fact that tonight we have 2 key agencies, 2 key customers of ArianeSpace on board. We have ISRO, it will be the 22nd satellite we will launch for ISRO. And we have CARI with us from the agency from Korea. It is the 2nd satellite we launch for CARI, and we will have another one next year.
Next year. The Ariane 5 is sending 2 telecom satellites up to geostationary transfer orbit. Now, can you give us some details about the mission, some facts and figures maybe?
Yes, so we have made during all the days a final operation which are now leading us to the launch. All, as you see, is green on the control screen behind me. The weather is okay, so now at 7 minutes before the launch we will have the synchronized sequence. The liftoff will occur 7 seconds after the initiation of the Vulcan. We will head towards the east, and the mission duration will be a bit more than 30 minutes. We will separate first GSAT-11, and after we will separate Geo-Kompsat-2A, and I'm sure it will be a wonderful launch.
It's another example of ArianeSpace serving better space for people on Earth.
Definitely, because GSAT-11 is about giving communication to India, and Geo-Kompsat-2A is about climate monitoring and weather.
Are you picking on their audio? You're totally picking on their audio.
A better life on Earth.
For people. Okay, Stefan, many thanks. Stefan Israel is going to go back to work in the fishbowl just behind us here. The fishbowl, as you can see, the technicians, people from ArianeSpace and the CNES, the French Space Agency, and the European Space Agency working together side by side. Also, the customers are there. Countdown proceeding smoothly. Just under 11 minutes to go. GSAT-11 and Geo-Kompsat-2A on the Ariane 5. Now, according to professionals, countdown is the most intense part of the entire campaign, which lasts about 6 weeks. The satellites come in here from their prospective builders, and they go right to the satellite preparation buildings where they're tested and they're weighed and they're checked to see that after their flight, nothing is amiss. So that all that takes about 6 weeks. But this is especially true here in Jupiter for the information flow, when the professionals say that it's a very intense part of the campaign, because there's a constant flow of information coming in from all parts of the launch base to the people here in Jupiter in the fishbowl where Stefan is just going, all during the countdown. Our launch window tonight, nearly 2 hours. That's longer than usual, so that gives us plenty of time. The total mission time, just under 1 hour. And that's pretty standard for an Ariane flight. Coming up now, in just a moment, a brief presentation of the mission. We're going to give you some highlights, maybe some things to watch for. You know, Ariane will be ignited, her first stage.
Hey, nap fan! I'm assuming you are a fan of naps.
You'll see the Ariane rise for about 9 seconds.
Hey, K-More! I don't think I've seen you around here before. Hi, I'm Annie, and you can see Puck and Tinker on Doggy Cam.
The main stage continues burning, of course. Less than a minute later, the fairing goes. Our altitude now 200 kilometers. 6.5 minutes later, the main stage shuts down and is cast off in its turn. The upper stage engine then ignites. Upper passenger GSAT-11 will be released at plus 29 minutes. It's held in place by this black structure called the Silda, which we no longer need, so we can get rid of that. Finally, the second passenger Geo-Kompsat-2A separated at plus.
Thanks for the bits! The rest of you know what that means. Hey pups, are you ready? Are you ready?
8.5 minutes to go until the 6th Ariane 5 launch of the year. The launcher waiting for her moment in the sun.
The pups,
We'll see her,
thank you. The puppies, thank you very, very much. So yeah, thanks for the bits, K-More.
This is the ArianeSpace High Command, or the flight desk. Heading up the team, Stefan Israel, you saw. With him, Roland Lagier, the Chief Technical Officer. They'll make the call should anything unexpected come up, either before or during the countdown. You may see them on the phones with the teams here at the base or back in Europe. And the weather, you may be asking, well, more sun than rain this week. Ariane 5 can launch in the rain, that's no problem. What can give us some concern is high altitude winds, but there doesn't seem to be much problem with that. No signs of that today. There are some clouds, but hopefully we'll have some good visibility, maybe even see booster separation with the naked eye. Two other people that you're going to be seeing today as we move back.
Somebody totally left their phone on.
Director and ArianeSpace person working alongside the range operations manager from CNES, or the DDO as we call her tonight, Fleur Lefebvre. You'll be hearing her a lot. The DDO makes all the key announcements on major milestones during the countdown and the flight, and she will shortly call out the 7-minute mark.
À tous de DDO, attention pour la séquence finale lanceur.
7-minute mark coming up.
Top H0 moins 7 minutes.
This brings us into what's known as the synchronized sequence, or the automatic sequence, representing the final moments of the final countdown as power passes from the ground to the launch vehicle, making her autonomous. We're going to take a look at the green status panels on your right. They're a real-time summary of the different launch services provided by the base. Everything is green, so it's as it should be. All right, you know everything. Our stage is set. Take a look now at a film on the launch campaign to see how Ariane 5 gets ready for her mission.
All right, we're going to turn this down a little bit. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and at me, and I will do your best to answer the questions. Right now, they're just talking about how they get everything ready. They are launching out of Cairo, which I believe is in French Guiana. ArianeSpace is a French company. We are watching the English broadcast. They have a separate French broadcast that's available. And that's why everything on the panel on the side was green, is because they're French. So, because we don't have the two different language switching like as an ISRO-cast, we don't have to really worry about too much. So, they are launching ISRO's GSAT-11, which is a communication satellite, which will provide even more bandwidth to bits of India. And then Geo-Kompsat-2A is South Korea's weather satellite, which, you know, is going to make weather predictions and stuff better for South Korea. So, yay! Things that make people's lives better, because technology is freaking awesome. ISRO also, yes, ISRO is, actually it's ISRO, not IROS. I know your brain is giving you problems, Paranor. But ISRO is India Space and Research Organization, I believe. They literally call it ISRO like we call NASA. Because NASA is like North American Space something Administration, I believe. So, yeah, ISRO is just India's space program. And ISRO is currently in the midst of doing 10 missions in 100 days. GSAT is one of those missions. 10 of those, out of those 10 missions, 4 of those are launch, 6 are major things like satellites. So they're showing bits, you know, bits and pieces of everything, of loading everything into the payload fairing, which I think is interesting. So, oh, here. Let me turn this up.
GSAT-11 were mated on the launcher on November 22nd and 23rd. Yesterday, the launcher and its table were transferred from the bath to the launch pad for a huge working day of final preparations. Today is the final chronology, the D-Day for Ariane 5 V8246. The operation that started this morning at dawn and will end up at dusk with a tremendous show. So be ready for the last Ariane 5 liftoff of the year.
Well, we are ready for the 10th launch of the year and the 6th Ariane 5 of 2018 and the last launch of the year but one.
Favorite human is home.
Some 1,700 people working around the space base in all. Our cameras here in Jupiter, but many others are hard at work at other sites across the range. Another site that's busy is the launch zone, where the launch management teams are working under the direction of the Launch Complex Operations Manager, today Frederic Fakin. You saw him in the clip, and there he is again. Most of their work was done earlier in the day, and of course by the time we get to the automatic sequence, which is now the 7-minute mark.
You're not in the camera, it's really narrow. No, he did not bring donuts.
Carried out by 2 teams.
Are you gonna wave?
One responsible for executing
They can't, you think, they can't.
I'm not even sure what because I'm
There, we're here.
I'm totally following.
You're totally following?
I was leaning on your chair, so I stayed.
Operation manager heading up the first group responsible for execution of the chronology.
No donut?
The
They're saying to
manager
kick you out because you didn't
coordinates
bring
with mission
donuts.
control for final authorization
You
to
brought a
launch.
tinker?
When all the conditions are right, he okays the automatic sequence at 7 minutes, which we saw.
He says Tinker is better than donuts.
At 2 minutes,
And you can hear the
to
happy
go. We mentioned
noises.
earlier that,
Hi!
it was a complicated process.
XFVTE. I don't even know how I'd pronounce
Actually
that.
began at 6 this morning.
It's just like ABCDE.
This
ABCDE.
shows the propellant
ABCDE is at least in order.
hydrogen on the left and
All right.
oxygen on the right. They are putting propellant into the upper stage tanks.
I don't
You'll
think
see
he was
on
expecting to
full back
walk
at 7
home
seconds before
in on
ignition.
a
It's one
on a
of the
stream.
last things you'll see before liftoff. We like
He
to
was
take just a
not.
minute to point it out. You see there in the middle of the screen, the yellow bar is going from the gantry.
Oh look,
into the
everybody's
upper
going
stage.
outside.
Coming up on the last minute, and the drone's eye view, the drone's hovering over Jupiter here, looking down on the one of the terraces. There are 2 terraces on either sides of the building here, where the VIPs go to watch the liftoff.
Hey human! You should come watch the launch.
DDO, attention pour moins 1 minute.
The DDO is going to call out the
A minute, come on, hurry!
Top H0 moins 1 minute.
And we are into the final 60 seconds. Give us a chance to say hi to our friends at ISRO and Bengaluru, to our friends at
Oops. The launch facility is in Cairo and is operated by ArianeSpace. Come on. You're just gonna stand right off camera, isn't he? He is. If you hear a disembodied voice, it's favorite human. Yeah. They're in Cairo, French Guiana. ArianeSpace is a French company. That's why... Hi, Baryonic Man! That's why everything is in French. So, there is a disembodied voice and 2 dogs. So, I'm trying to get disembodied voice on camera, but it's kind of tricky. He's dancing just off camera. This isn't fair. Look, come here.
9, 8,
Look, it's happening.
6,
It's happening.
5,
Baryonic Man, you're just in time.
3, 2, 1.
Look. All right, don't blow up.
Allumage Vulcain. Allumage des 2 EAP et décollage Ariane 246 avec GSAT-11 et Geo-Kompsat-2A.
No, it didn't catch fire. It's supposed to do that. It is supposed to look like it's on fire. Décollage! Yes. And there it goes. There's no rapid disassembly. There's still plenty of fire.
La propulsion est nominale.
If I may say, than anybody
Hello,
predicted,
DPI.
as the DDO says everything is okay on board, you saw Ariane rise right on time.
Et la
beginning her
trajectoire est
mission,
nominale.
lifting off
Nominal.
from the ground here in French Guiana with a lot of
That's
fire.
at least a
You can
word
see
that's kind of
with
the
her two
same in
new
both French
satellites.
and English. He can't hear the
Always an
launch, by
impressive
the
sight.
way,
As
at
Ariane
all.
roars off the ground
And
on
Guido
her mission.
is
The two
Guido's assuring
boosters
you that
providing
Ariane
90,
launches
that's
always look that
90%
scary, honey.
of our thrust right now.
Now he's playing with the
propelling
dogs.
the launcher along her trajectory at an ever higher velocity. Our mass at liftoff is 776 tons. Now, to get that sort of mass off the ground, you need a lot of push, you can imagine. And push we have. Ariane 5 burning 5 tons of fuel per second. That's 2.5
I wonder why they
tons
do that.
per
Always
second in
take
each
a few
booster.
seconds after.
Plus the core stage, the
Minus
middle stage,
zero.
burning
Et la
another
propulsion est
300
nominale.
kilos per second. The DDO says propulsion
It's
is
a launch.
normal on board, so we're doing fine. Very fine shots as Ariane 5 starts to head east toward the Atlantic, across the Atlantic. Ariane 5 now following the program in the onboard computer, which gives all the
Now we
orders,
switch to
including
the,
stage separations, which we will soon begin
Turn
to
this down just a little bit.
La trajectoire est
in the
nominale et le
first of
pilotage est
4
calme.
flight phases. We'll describe each in turn and in detail so you can follow Ariane as she heads east across the Atlantic. The first 3 stages are powered and the 4th is not. Right now, as you can see on the animation, the first flight phase, the single first stage engine and the 2 boosters are burning. The boosters will each consume their 240 tons
I can't quite
of
see
fuel
where
in
it is
just
on
over
the
2 minutes,
map on the
in
bottom,
about
though.
5 seconds.
Like this
And they're
little
the
map
first to
down
be
here.
extinguished, and you'll hear that from the DDO, and you'll see that. And
Séparation
You're seeing it
des
right
deux
now.
EAP, la trajectoire est nominale.
the white
Hey,
point
there was
alive in the middle
separation.
is the
Hey!
lower stage.
Thanks for the
continuing to
follow,
burn,
Sir
and
Grumpy
the
Bear.
2 orange lights on either side are the 2 boosters flaming out.
That was so wow, and it's
That's what it
still
looks
on
like up there.
fire.
There's another booster on the port side of the vehicle falling into the ocean. This first flight phase using 2 different types of propellant,
La
cryogenic
propulsion
and
de l'étage principal cryotechnique est nominale.
coming up next will be the separation of the fairing. On the bottom of your screen on the right, our altitude 100 kilometers. On the left, sorry, altitude 100 kilometers. On the right, 225 kilometers per second. As we wait fairing separation, the DDO will call that out. And there you are, coming right on time.
Et séparation coiffe.
Separation is given by 2 pyrotechnic systems, blowing these 2 halves away in a very controlled explosion. No danger to the vehicle threatened, of course.
Oh,
There's another half on the starboard side of the
well,
vehicle
that's
falling away.
disappointed.
We can separate the fairing now because we're out of the dense layers.
That's disappointing that it's all stock footage. But Flappy Bird fairings, yeah, and Disillusioned,
We can also get rid of any
I'm totally amused by that.
Ariane 5 is the heavy lift launcher. The 2 other members of the family, Soyuz, lifting middle-sized payloads, 2 and 3 tons, and Vega, the light lift vehicle for missions of 1 ton, roughly. With its family of launch vehicles, ArianeSpace is the industry reference, providing launches of any mass to any orbit at any time. ArianeSpace is part of Europe's space effort, which is a 3-way affair among ArianeSpace, the European Space Agency, and the CNES, the French Space Agency. You
Et la
find them all
trajectoire
here,
est nominale.
along with the customers.
Ah, okay, yeah. I mean, yay footage?
Launch services and Ariane
I mean, it's still cool to see footage, like actual footage, even if it isn't from this launch.
coordination of all space-based operations. And at the base, since October, we've been launching twice a month, every other Tuesday, in fact, in that rhythm, to take us until the end of the year. A launch base, of course, is a place where the launcher and the payloads are prepared, launched, and monitored before and all during the mission. And the CSG, the world's only dedicated commercial space base. ArianeSpace, operating the launcher family. The 4 place names Galileo, Natal, Ascension, and Libreville on your screen. Those are the first names of our downrange tracking stations, and you'll be hearing from them very shortly. Up
La
next,
trajectoire est
our
nominale et
first
la
of many
propulsion
films
de
coming up on the
l'EPC est
community
nominale.
of Ariane cities, highlighting towns that are part of the Ariane program.
Alright, Turn this down a little bit.
Pour le 5e lancement de l'année Ariane 5 et avec un lanceur emblématique à travers
Anybody have any questions? I will answer them to the best of my ability. They're talking right now about, I think, the communities. And they're patching in the comms audio on top of that, and it's hard to pull out. So video looks pretty cool. Hey, Disillusioned. They are launching Israel's, India's GSAT-11, which is a communication satellite, and South Korea's Geo-Kompsat-2A Alpha, which is for weather and Earth. I think it's just weather. I think it's a weather satellite. Yeah, there we go. Paranor's got it. Paranor's all over it. Oh, you're welcome. And yes, favorite human has come home. There's a disembodied voice because Doggy Cam points at my front door for reasons. And they're actually being pretty good and staying on camera today. Oh, excuse me. Wherever they're at, wherever they're showing footage of right now, looks like super cool to visit, but I don't know if I'll ever make it to French Guiana in my lifetime. And I think they're waiting right now to get...
Not too far from Paris, one of the many cities with a role to play in the Ariane program. We are in the second powered flight phase. The single engine core stage is burning now. Another minute to go before it shuts down. During the film, we were picked up by our first downrange tracking station, Natal, in the middle of your screen, over the border in Brazil, run by the Brazilian Defense Department for the CNES in agreement with ESA. It'll see the lower stage burnout and the separation. In about a minute, we'll have cutoff of the lower stage. All of Ariane's trajectory has been designed to be followed from the ground. The launcher is sending radar and telemetry back, and the network of ground stations, you saw the names there, keeps constant watch on the health of all of her systems.
Acquisition de la télémesure lanceur par la station de Natal au Brésil.
She's sending back radar and telemetry, and the ground station's picking up the signal. Telemetry is launch vehicle data, information.
Yeah, it is a pretty heavy payload, which I think is why they wanted to separate. I'm assuming they've separated the fairings, because that's what they're showing in the animation. I think that's why they wanted to separate the fairings as soon as possible, to just get rid of some of that dead weight. I know that there was a comment on Isro's YouTube stream about how they kind of wished that they're much more... Oh, things happened. Yay!
These events.
Oh, look at that.
You see the lower stage falling away. It will drop into the Atlantic off the Gulf of Guinea. These three commands given by the onboard computer in about 13 seconds. So that brings us into the third and final powered flight phase, the single upper stage engine that'll burn until plus 25 minutes, or about 16
Not listening
minutes.
Because puppy.
The job of the upper stage is to take the satellites to their injection point, position them for separation, and release them. Turning to our passengers, a film coming up now with a first look at GSAT-11.
Oh, okay, so this upcoming film's going to explain GSAT-11, so yeah. Whoa!
Ariane VA246 will deliver to orbit GSAT-11, Israel's largest and heaviest communication satellite ever. Its lift-off mass is 5,854 kilograms.
Wow.
And it will provide high bandwidth capacity over India, hence reducing the digital divide, in particular in rural and remote areas. ArianeSpace is very proud to have been selected for the first launch of this brand new I-6K platform.
So India is definitely pushing to have more bandwidth in more rural and remote parts of India, which is pretty cool.
Involved in the launch and early operation from the Hassan Master Control Facility.
With this launch, ArianeSpace continuing to unite Europe and India.
Hi, Bad Panda Bear. So they actually brought somebody from Israel to sit in the fishbowl. So that's pretty cool.
Pursuing space science, research, and planetary exploration. ISRO focusing on all types of space applications, navigation, Earth observation, and telecoms. Another look now for more on GSAT-11.
Yeah, it kind of is. And I think this video was produced by ISRO. It was. This is totally their style. So let's see what they have to say.
Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, has played a significant role in establishing a strong communication infrastructure within the country. Today, it is estimated that internet users in India have nearly reached 450 million. Considering India's highly diverse geophysical and climatic features, the provision of broadband connectivity to every part of this vast country through satellites has become a necessity. In today's world, satellite-based broadband connectivity that combines voice, data, and video streaming holds immense potential and will be a game changer.
GSAT-11 spacecraft is an advanced
This is the ISRO director.
high-throughput payloads in Ku bands. It is the largest and heaviest satellite ever built by ISRO. This satellite will meet most of the requirements of providing broadband
La
connectivity
propulsion
to
de
rural
l'ESCA est
and
nominale et le
inaccessible
pilotage est
ground
calme.
projects under BharatNet project.
So I'm going to turn this down a little bit, and we're going to talk about the digital divide, which is still very real in this day. A lot of you watching this aren't really subject to the other side of the digital divide because you can stream live media. Not everybody in the world can do this. Not everybody in the US can do this. There are some really remote parts of the US and India, as so far. This graphic is just showing the different coverages. But there are places where you can't watch YouTube. There are places where you can't watch Netflix. There are places you can't watch Hulu. There are places you can't stream Twitch. Playing games online is difficult. Getting even a GPS signal and data to, get your mapping thing on your phone to work is incredibly difficult, especially the further out you go away from cities. This is a huge deal because I know in the US, if we can so-called fix that and develop our own infrastructure to allow this, which is expensive, especially in these really remote areas, more people would be able to engage in internet, whether that's consumerism through watching TV or buying things from Amazon or just looking things up on Wikipedia. And for people that are disabled, the internet is very different variety of disabilities. It could be anything from mental illness to, hey Viper, I am so happy to see you. Thanks for the follow, man. Oh my goodness. Viper's an old gaming buddy. Yeah, no, I don't know where the video went. It's not my fault. I don't I know until I saw it on Discord. Well, thank you, Viper. Yeah, this is kind of new and I haven't talked. So we lost ArianeSpace's video. That's kind of terrifying. Let's see if I don't know what India is showing. I think India might be on a bit of a delay, but at least it's video. I'm not sure if satellites are the best way to do it either, but for India, because of how varied everything is, laying cable can be very technically challenging. So satellite internet isn't the greatest, but it's something, and something is better than nothing. All right, thanks for joining us, Baryonic Man. Bye! And Viper, since you're just tuning in, we're watching ArianeSpace launch GSAT-11 for ISRO and Geo-Kompsat-2A to Alpha for words, Annie, South Korea. And we're talking about GSAT right now, which is communications satellite for ISRO and will allow more people to be on the internet. They're saying the speeds are supposed to be between 70 and 100 gigabits per second, which is still pretty impressive, but I know all the satellite internet I've ever used has not been that fast. But still, something is better than nothing, because like Wikipedia doesn't require a lot of bandwidth. Chatting doesn't require a lot of bandwidth. Video does. So, I don't know why my dogs just took off. They both just took off, so we're without the dogs. I'm going to poke and see what's up with... My screen is still black. So, we're going to tab over. And I'm going to unmute. So, okay.
Continues to say all is nominal on board. Our second passenger, Geo-Kompsat-2A, will be the 68th Earth observation.
Is actually India's broadcast, but apparently they're rebroadcasting from ArianeSpace, so it's something. I'm glad I had both of these up. And now they're going to talk about Geo-Kompsat-2, and I'm going to take this opportunity to figure out what the heck's going on with the other stream.
Both spacecraft of the GK2 program, composed of GK2A and GK2B satellites, an important national program of the Korean government. GK2A is the first geostationary satellite developed under the entire carry responsibility to be launched following COMS program, which has been launched in 2010.
Acquisition de la télémesure lanceur par la station de Libreville au Gabon.
Monitoring missions with on board two important payloads: AMI, the Advanced Meteorological Imager, and KSEM, the Korean Space Environment Monitor.
ArianeSpace is a major partner in the Korean government space program. ArianeSpace first launched KitSat-1A back in 1992. That was flight 52 on an Ariane 4, the Topex Poseidon flight, if you recall. It weighed a mere 46 kilos. In 2015, Kari chose ArianeSpace for launch of Geo-Kompsat-2A and 2B. COMSAT, if you're wondering, Korea Multiple Purpose Satellite. And it will enable a nation...
Puis en 2015, la Kari a choisi.
Le SCA est nominal, la trajectoire est nominale et le pilotage est calme.
On the prime contractor Kari.
All right, Viper, well, have a good day at work. I will see you later, or chat later if I remember. So, I hope to see you more too. Bye, Viper! I'm still trying to figure out what's happened to the official ArianeSpace stream, so... Well, the official ArianeSpace stream is down, but ISRO's is still working, and the French stream is still working, so we're just gonna roll with this. DPI, let me turn this down a little bit. DPI says, did you see the Starlink constellation simulation yet? I don't think a single satellite will suffice for usable high bandwidth, low latency internet, but it might be a way to get more internet than none at all to remote places. Right, and they're I know Israel is launching multiple satellites to essentially do the same thing, which that graphic earlier with the colored circles may have been trying to represent. I think you're right there with the multiple satellites, because bandwidth is limited, and when you have a lot of people trying to use the same bandwidth, it's incredibly slow, and I've lived through that, and that's not fun. And, you know, things as simple as doing a video call, a Skype call back home can, you know, be incredibly impossible. Or, what else would I try to do? Just trying to load Facebook while I was in Kuwait. Between Wi-Fi and then I think the Wi-Fi was connected to satellite because we were in a temporary installation. You know, it was super slow. So Drop Bear Antics asks, random question, is NASA or anyone else working on the growing space debris problem? I believe that there are a number of places tracking space debris, and I know it is a definite concern for a variety of reasons, but I don't know if there's a specific office or position or department of NASA that keeps track of that. I think it's been a coordinated effort because, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I just remember playing Doom over like a LAN, and ugh. I do remember dial-up days, and I'm not sure if satellite, because of the difference in time, I don't remember if satellite is worse or better than dial-up. I almost want to say it's about on par for what I remember and experiencing on both. So, yeah. I can't believe they left YouTube chat on. So, I don't understand that series of letters and numbers, Parador, but okay.
Tracking station, the next one, in Malindi, on the east coast of Africa in Kenya. Meanwhile, 2 minutes to go in the upper stage bar. Let's do it. 2505. CARI, Korea Aerospace Research Organization, founded in 1989. ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization, founded in 1990.
I'll put both of you in timeout.
Celebrating a birthday next year. Up next, a look at the relationship between Geo-Kompsat and ArianeSpace.
The GK-2A satellite, originally developed by CARI South Korea, will be stationed at the 128.2 degree east orbital location for a 10 years mission ride.
I would like to thank all the teams that have been involved in this program. First, of course, our customer, CARI, which always relied on ArianeSpace
Right,
with
so
a
they're
dedicated
chatting about, this is essentially just video filler while we wait for, you know, more exciting things to happen. Pick up on first ring, change escape code, and okay. Hold on, I think. Sorry about that. Let me make sure. The English one just came back up, so I think the English one is just a little bit behind what we're watching now, so I don't think I'm going to mess with it. So yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it. I never played Descent. Let me turn this back up for you
which was
guys.
9.3
Et début de la
kilometers.
manœuvre d'orientation au profit de
You're starting to see
GSAT-11.
her slow down. We're already down to 9.26 kilometers per second. In 8 minutes, when she separates GSAT-11 at plus 2907, her speed will be 8.7 kilometers per second. When she releases the Silda, that's the carrying structure for the second passenger, her speed will be 8.3 kilometers per second. It comes at 31 minutes and 48 seconds. And finally, when she separates Geo-Kompsat,
No one asked for your opinion.
3339, her speed will be down to 8.1 kilometers per second. Our customers tonight, old friends and partners of ArianeSpace. The relationships go back both a long way, nearly 30 years.
Serial link
between
internet.
ArianeSpace and
Oh, I
Koreans.
think I may have actually
Our next
used that
film
one.
explores the relationship between GSAT-11 and
Oh,
ArianeSpace.
service location protocol. Okay.
GSAT-11 will bring in a revolution.
There's a bunch of comms traffic in French, and they are all talking over on top of each other, and they're not really muting the audio in time for the comms traffic. So, scrumptious large pizza protocol. Ooh, pizza. Maybe that's what I'll make for dinner tonight. Pizza. Om nom 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 nom. So this is... So I think they're just waiting for payload separation now. I'm looking at the little... Why is it not catching? It's not picking up my cursor. But I'm looking at the little graphic. So... Oh, excuse me. All right.
Until separation of our first passenger, GSAT-11. GSAT-11, the 22nd ISRO satellite to be launched by ArianeSpace.
Manœuvre
It's
d'orientation toujours
also
en cours et
ISRO's
nominale.
heaviest to date. That's one of the reasons it is the first ISRO satellite to be installed as Ariane 5's upper passenger. 2 additional satellites from ISRO are in ArianeSpace's order book, GSAT-30 and 31. They will be the 23rd and 24th ISRO satellites launched by ArianeSpace, and both, I believe, are set for next year. 1 minute to go until separation. GSAT-11 arrived here in French Guiana on October 26th.
No, I don't remember that. And yes, pineapple on pizza is totally a thing. I think favorite human is opposed to it, so I haven't done it to him. And I do like pineapple on pizza.
Light preparation buildings here for its checks. Coming up on confirmation from the DDO on separation of our upper passenger due in just about 20 seconds. You see GSAT-11 on the left of your screen. The gold and white square. Underneath that, the black bell-shaped
Et fin de la
structure
manœuvre d'orientation.
is the carrying structure for our second passenger. Always a moment of high concentration. The teams have gone through these procedures before, but it does call for tremendous focus. You don't want to say tense, but focused gives you an idea.
Séparation GSAT-11.
And there, the DDO has confirmed separation of our first passenger, and smiles from the ISRO people. You notice that people in the hall very politely
Et début de la manœuvre
holding their
d'orientation
applause.
au profit du système de lancement double Ariane-Silda.
Because the show is not over, we still have to separate our final passenger, Geo-Kompsat-2A. And we are still in the ballistic phase, the final phase of the mission, in 4 minutes from separation of our second passenger, as you see GSAT-11 beginning her life, pushed away from the mothership, what remains of the composite. We have to separate the 2 satellites and the Silda in 3 different directions, also 3 different altitudes. GSAT-11 was separated at roughly 1,300.
I never got into the ham BBSs. I always did BBS either by... I think I always did, like, direct island. Excuse me, direct island BBS.
When choosing a space, Europeans wanted nearby hills where they could install radar and telemetry. And this is the CVI, the Quick Look Telemetry Display Control Center, and it's on a hill just behind us here in Jupiter. Now, these teams have all the means for receiving and processing and storing and analyzing all the data coming in from the ground stations along Ariane's flight path. We've been talking about them. Now, right now, these teams are following all the key flight data coming in and reporting the flight status of the launcher back to the teams here in Jupiter. The announcements you hear by the DDO come from this building, the CVI. The information from the launcher goes to them, and they relay it to Jupiter. They also relay it to the flight desk we saw earlier. And
oh no, 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 no. Why are you... Don't, okay, it's fixed. No, don't do this to me, computer. This is not the time to be doing this.
South Korean satellite. The GEO-Kompsat-2 program comprises a pair, 2A and 2B, a national government program to develop and operate 2 geostationary civilian satellites.
Like, I have the other one on backup, but it's like 20 minutes, or not 20 minutes, 20 seconds behind what we're watching now. Hey, there it goes.
And you can see revealed to the elements is our second passenger, due for separation in a minute. GEO-Kompsat-2A is designed to conduct weather monitoring missions, whereas GEO-Kompsat-2B will...
What do you mean you don't miss DOS commands? Really? Really? That's like... Command line is super, 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 super powerful.
And provide surveillance of large-scale natural disasters. Both satellites built at CARS.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's totally fair. Using command line instructions only in Linux is totally fair.
GEO-Kompsat-2A will be the second CARI satellite to be launched by ArianeSpace following successful launch of the COMS satellite in 2010. ArianeSpace backlog currently counting 2 more satellites launched for CARI, GEO-Kompsat-2B on an Ariane 5 next year, and COMSAT-7 on the Vega, the new Vega C, due in 2021. It was in September that ArianeSpace announced that it had been tapped by CARI to launch COMSAT-7, and that's due for launch, as we mentioned, on the new updated Vega. COMSAT-7, another Earth observation satellite, will be the 4th.
Sorry, I'm having dog problem.
Korean satellite orbited by ArianeSpace, and the signing makes it Vega C's 5th customer, the new updated version of Vega. Waiting for confirmation by the DDO on separation of our lower passenger. Again, the same waiting. The same.
Okay, I'll revise that. Depending on the program, it's super, super powerful. Yay! They separated! I'm gonna minimize this window and watch the real window. Woohoo!
And the final good news, and you heard the applause from the people in Jupiter. Ariane 5 once again delivering her second passenger, GEO-Kompsat-2A, off the coast of Africa, like GSAT-11, a little farther out over the water. So from the rather focused moments ago, you can see the change here in Jupiter, very buoyant all across the Space Center, and at all the points and posts where people are following the launcher and the satellite. Work has just begun, and will be at the other sites around the world where the satellite's first maneuvers are being monitored. We are waiting for
figured out why the dogs are all excited.
Speeches. You'll be hearing from Stefan Israel from ArianeSpace.
So all the payloads separated successfully. They were separating. They deployed 2 different satellites.
Some of these people are seated on the VIP side of Jupiter, but Stefan Israel has been working on the inside and will shortly be making his way out to join us.
Yeah, they were barking. They were barking because of you.
Oh, what do you mean because of me?
Because of you.
Just upstairs.
I know.
We're waiting.
I'm still leaning on you.
Hopefully, we'll have a launch replay.
So hooray! All the things!
Relive those exciting moments over half an hour ago when Ariane first took off.
So yeah, successful launch, people! Hooray! I'm gonna turn this down because there's not a... You all are talking about like CPM and stuff. But yeah, successful mission. Oh no. They're not going to listen to you, honey. Okay. So I've turned down that one. Oh, I was going to say, I was going to turn down everything.
Is delighted to announce that GSAT-11 and Geo-Kompsat-2A have been separated as planned on the targeted geostationary transfer orbits. For the last Ariane 5 launch of the year, our heavyweight vehicle has once more performed flawlessly. I really want to congratulate all of you. While international agencies are part of ArianeSpace DNA, tonight I want to express my deepest gratitude to two very special partners since the beginning of their space ambitions, ISRO and CARI. 37 years, 20 successful launches and more than 5 tons separate the satellite EPOL, launched by Ariane 1, and GSAT-11, launched by Ariane 5 tonight. So tonight is our 22nd success for ISRO. Despite so many years of partnership, we still manage to keep the relationship fresh with new firsts. With GSAT-11 being the heaviest satellite built by ISRO, it is the first in a series to hold the position of upper passenger aboard Ariane 5. For this delivery of this advanced satellite, let me congratulate ISRO and its chairman, Dr. Sivan, who honors us with his presence at CSG tonight. I would like also to thank Dr. Kunikrishnan, director of the Indian Satellite Center, who is also with us tonight. I would like to congratulate all of you in ISRO for the recent successful flight of GSLV and PSLV. Let me also thank ISRO for its trust, reasserted last September with GSAT-30 and GSAT-31, entrusted to Ariane 5 for 2 launches next year. In fact, the chairman of ISRO is a very strong negotiator, so when he asks a launch, he gives the launch in September, and we must deliver 3 to 4 weeks after, so we have told that we would need a little more time, but we are really honored of your trust and the fact that one more time you have decided to go with us in full complementarity of Indian rockets. With first come also last, and I would like to thank Christophe Bardou, ArianeSpace project manager. You have seen him on the screen, very well known by your Indian friends, and who conducted today the last mission of his 38-year career in ArianeSpace. It means that Christophe joined ArianeSpace in 1980 at the very beginning of the journey. Now I wish to deeply thank our second customer for tonight, the Korean Space Agency. Tonight, after COMS-1 in 2010, was the second time CARI has entrusted ArianeSpace with a satellite to deliver. Geo-Kompsat-2A will enable enhanced weather forecasting in South Korea. In this regard, I want to congratulate CARI for this state-of-the-art satellite, and notably CARI Vice President Sang-Ryol Lee, who is with us tonight in Jupiter. Congratulations as well for your progress on KSLV-2, marked by a recent rocket engine suborbital flight test passed with success a few days ago. Let me also thank CARI for their strong relationship with us, epitomized by 2 of their satellites in our backlog, Geo-Kompsat-2B, which will be launched in 1 year from here with Ariane 5, as well as COMSAT-7, which will fly aboard Vega-C by 2021.
I just see pages and pages and pages.
The South Korean flag has appeared on the fairing of an ArianeSpace launch vehicle, weather forecast. It was in 1992 and 1993. It was the very beginning of...
Okay, so I'm going to turn this down because he just looks like he's turning pages and pages and pages. So, yeah. Woo! Successful launch. Woo! Successful separations. And the fact that they totally pushed the published payload capacity is crazy. So yesterday was SpaceX, today ArianeSpace, tomorrow SpaceX again. There totally was a was there a SpaceX launch yesterday? I have so many windows open. Let me look, because I actually have a calendar for that. And I also use Rocket Launch Live to keep track of all of this. So I'm going to link that. Oh yeah, that was SSO-A, which I can't remember if I covered that or not. I don't think I covered that. I think I had intended to and things happen or something. I don't remember. No, shh, it's okay. Yeah, so tomorrow is the Dragon cargo and the stream's acting up again, which, whatever. Yeah, tomorrow's the Dragon cargo, which got delayed. The 7th, there's actually not anything for the 6th, but the 7th there's ULA's launch and China has a launch, and I don't think there will be a stream for either. So there may or may not be a stream for that. China doesn't do live. I'm going to turn him down. China doesn't do live launch coverage, as far as I can tell. They might do it, and it might just be on places where I literally can't read and figure out what's going on. But I know they do post-launch updates. I know China does post-launch updates. I would love for there to be live coverage. I believe they're capable of doing live coverage, and they might do live coverage inside the country only. But they're kind of separated from the rest of the world by the Great Firewall. And between that and the language barrier, it's hard for me to tell. I've poked at it. I might poke it again. But that's not going to be high on my priority list. So, and then next week, it looks like there's a bunch of launches, but I won't cover any launches next week. We are going to the Astrogeophysicist Union conference, the vast majority of us, and I will be traveling on Sunday, so I won't be doing my normal stream on Sunday either. There will be a community meetup. Stay tuned for that. I should have more information on that tomorrow for you. And yeah, but if you're in Washington, D.C., get on our Discord, because I will probably announce it there too. If you're in Washington, D.C., get on our Discord, and we would love to meet up with you guys. We really would. Mythtown, is it China or... Walker, I love you. I'm just gonna leave it like that, Walker. I love you. But yeah, if you join our Discord, you can get notifications of when we go live. I will announce when we will do the community meetup in DC. We would love to meet all of you guys. We might even have like extra swag to hand away. So yeah, if you want stickers, we'll have stickers. That seems like a really weird thing to bribe you guys with. Love you, Walker. Words and things. So Pamela is sick. Dr. Pamela is sick. So tomorrow and Friday I am doing Daily Space. So tune in 1 p.m. Eastern time for Daily Space, both tomorrow and Friday, because I think today's Wednesday. I think today's Wednesday. No, Tuesday. No. Let's just say I'm doing Daily Space for the rest of the week, because I'm just willing to assume I'm doing Daily Space for the rest of the week. I still have the audio on. Why is he staring at the ceiling? Let me turn audio off so I can focus. So, now is pull up what did I don't remember what I had pulled up. So, yeah, join our Discord. Hi, Star Song! Yeah, you joined a little late. It's okay. Everything was successful, and now everybody is talking about how grateful they are that everything went successful. It was GSAT-11 and Geo-Kompsat-2A alpha that launched today, and GSAT-11 is going to provide more internet to India, and Geo-Kompsat-2A alpha is going to provide better weather forecasting to South Korea. Boom! You're caught up. And yeah, things and stuff. So, while we're doing this, I'm going to have to do that awkward, embarrassing thing for fundraising. So, as you can tell at the very bottom of our screen, we have an end of year goal going on. And right now, the whole goal is 60,000, and that will pay for salaries to keep most of us part-time. In addition to the salary will not go to Dr. Pamela. She's going to be funded through other means. But this will help pay for me. This will help pay for Big J, Anya, Nancy, Susie, Tanner, Big J. I think I may have already mentioned Big J. Dr. Matt, Maya, Taylor. There's a big list of people. You guys usually only see Dr. Pamela and myself. Big J's been busy with class and chemistry. Dr. Matt's been getting ready for AGU. There's a whole team of us behind all of this. A whole team of us. Oh, and I think may also pay for Austin, who does the art that I make move. So Jay and Tanner are programmers. I stream and make Austin's art move. Austin designed the background, the blue starry background that you see. Austin also did almost all, if not all, of the artwork in our Redbubble store, which, check out that Mercury design because it is totally a feature, not a bug. I confirmed it. It's a feature, not a bug. And we're trying to bring on programs as much as we can, bring them back online as much as work schedules and salaries and et cetera, go on. So yeah, 60,000, that doesn't go to Pamela, that goes to all of us. Pamela is working very, very hard on securing new funding. She's actually been working on that this week. And the 60,000 is essentially a stopgap to keep us, dogs, you are not on your mark, to keep us on our mark, or keep us, part-time employed to keep things happening. Hey, thanks for the sub, Walker. Yeah! Yeah! To give you guys an idea, I don't know how the Redbubble shirts fit, Starsong. I do know there's several different shirts. I would look at the sizing guides and read through the reviews for each different type of shirt. If you don't want a shirt, I think you can get things like a bag or just some wall art or whatever, but there's a lot. So, yeah, rocket ship, isn't that awesome? Austin made that too. And I don't know where this guy wants us to go, but that's okay. We're just going to follow him while I talk. And I totally could shift to something else, but that's okay. Yes, the money goes to pay for everybody but Pamela. We all would love to have a job. I'm probably going to continue streaming. And to give you guys an idea, launch recap. To give you guys an idea, I get paid $15 an hour, which doesn't sound it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but the area I live in has very low cost of living, and I also have a pension coming in. So this extra income essentially allows me to do things above sit at my house and eat ramen, quite frankly. I won't go homeless. I won't go without healthcare. The dogs will still be fed. You know, I'll be okay, but I'd like to do more than sit at my house and eat ramen. I can't speak for everybody else's situation, but yeah, for $15 an hour, you get a whole lot of space education, which is kind of cheap. And I did the math, and for my data processing where I colorize space telescope data on most Sundays, that costs about $120 in salary a month. So that's just under, let's say, because I probably miss at least 4 Sundays. That's around $1,200 a year, which isn't a lot of money. And that would be a small percentage of what's already, you know, raised. So how you can help? You can help by following. You can help by subbing like Walker just did, because I heart you, Walker. You can help by sharing bits. You can help by telling your friends about us. You can help by buying Redbubble merch. You can help by donating on Streamlabs. You can help by joining our Tiltify campaign, which I don't have the details to right now. I will get that to you soon. And you can help by volunteering for our Hangout-a-thon. And there's a lot you can do, and every little bit does help. Every little bit does really help. Then we're seeing DD National's logo now, because that's whose stream we ended up watching. So I'm just gonna pause this. Nope, pause. And we'll see if I can find a... Well, we'll transition to this. It's not perfect, but we'll transition to this. You can help by doing a lot of things, and every little bit helps, and I would appreciate it. I'd like to keep doing this. I probably will, but it's even better when I get paid. Whew, okay, so enough of that embarrassing begging, because I really do hate fundraising, and we need to do it. So yeah, do the thing. Help us out. Totally help us out. Yeah. We will be playing games late in the night for the Hangout-a-thon, and I'm spitballing here, and I'm saying $10 you can play a game with us for an hour. You donate more, you can pick what game we play. We would prefer to keep it something that's PG, multiplayer, and science or space related. And we totally stretch that with Extra Life, as Walker can attest to, with playing Viscera Cleanup Detail, which, if somebody wants to play a Viscera Cleanup Detail, I am all for it. Unfortunately, I will not have my own computer when I go and visit Pamela, but I should be able to log into my Steam account and download all of my games. Bucket? Yeah, Bucket. Also, about games in Discord, we occasionally have Uno games that just pop up. Get in Discord if you want in on that. We play Uno on Tabletop Simulator and on Steam. Add Binary Ablaze on Steam, and we can slide you right into those games. So yeah, I think that's all. Guys. So tomorrow, I will be here at 1 o'clock, and we will watch the SpaceX stream together. Excuse me. And then the day after that, we will talk about science news. Hooray! So, oh, excuse me. SpaceX pre-DS. I don't know. SpaceX might just be DS for tomorrow. I'm kind of winging it, guys. We can do the thing. We're going to do the thing. So yeah, tune in tomorrow. I will talk more space stuff, and maybe I'll change my donation spiel, and etc, etc, etc. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I totally, super, really appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow as I find all the things. If you have space questions, get them ready for tomorrow. All right. And with that, we're gonna do the thing, guys. We're gonna roll the credits.